Right now, somewhere in the world, a teenager is staring at a job listing that asks for 5 years of experience. Somewhere else, a young coder just built an app in her bedroom with no formal degree at all. Two very different stories, but they're both part of the same question the whole planet is asking this July 15th. What does it actually take for young people to succeed in a world that keeps changing the rules? Welcome to World Youth Skills Day. Back in 2014, the United Nations General Assembly made a decision. Youth unemployment was climbing, and millions of young people were leaving school with no clear path into work. So the UN created a single day, July 15th, to shine a light on it, not a holiday, not a celebration with balloons, a global check-in point. Every year since 2015, governments, teachers, employers, and young people themselves have used this day to ask one question together. Are we actually preparing the next generation or just hoping they'll figure it out? Here's the part that stings. Even now, hundreds of millions of young people fall into a category researchers call NEET. Not an employment, education, or training. That's not laziness. For most of them, it's a mismatch. Schools taught one set of skills, the job market wants another, and the gap between those two things has only gotten wider as technology moves faster than classrooms can keep up. That mismatch is exactly what this year's theme is trying to fix. This year, the United Nations picked a theme that sounds simple but means a lot: skills for a shared future. It's built on one core idea. No single skill saves you anymore. Not coding alone, not just a trade, not just a certificate. The young people who thrive going forward will need a blend: technical skill, digital fluency, comfort with AI, environmental know-how, and the human skills no machine can fake. Let's break down what each of those actually looks like. Start with the basics that never really go away: technical and vocational skill. Welding, plumbing, electrical work, mechanics. The world still runs on people who can build and fix real things. But now pair that with digital fluency: a plumber who can manage bookings online, an electrician who understands smart home systems. It's not either or anymore, it's both, together. Then there's the skill everyone's talking about: working alongside AI. This isn't about becoming a computer scientist overnight. It's about knowing how to use these tools to work faster, check your own work, and free up time for the parts only a human can do: judgment, creativity, care. At a recent UN panel, the message from young leaders was blunt. AI should be seen as an enabler, not a threat, when the people using it are properly trained. Next up, green skills. As the world shifts toward renewable energy and sustainable industry, a whole new category of jobs is opening up. Solar installation, sustainable farming, environmental engineering. These aren't niche fields anymore. They're becoming mainstream career paths. Experts estimate investment in green and blue sectors could create millions of new youth jobs in the next few years, but those jobs only get filled if young people are trained for them today. Here's the piece that's easy to overlook: the human side: empathy, clear communication, the ability to bounce back after failure, the ability to work with people who think nothing like you do. No algorithm replaces that. As the UN Secretary General put it during this year's anniversary events, digital education has to be human-centered, nurturing creativity, critical thinking, and compassion, not just technical output. A skilled young person isn't just employable, they're someone their community can actually lean on. Picture a young person in a small town where the local factory just closed. No degree, no clear next step, and frankly, no time to wait around for one. But a 6-month vocational program teaches basic repair work and a little bit of digital bookkeeping. 6 months later, that same person is running a small repair stall, taking payments on a phone, teaching a neighbor the same skills that got them started. Nothing dramatic happened, no miracle, just the right training at the right moment turned into something real. That's the entire point of this day, multiplied by millions of young people in millions of towns all over the world. So what can you actually do with this? If you're young, this is your nudge. Sign up for that course. Learn the tool you've been putting off. Talk to someone already working in the field you're curious about. If you're not young anymore, mentor someone who is. Share what took you years to learn. Support local training programs instead of assuming someone else will. Skills aren't handed to people, they're built, taught, and passed on. World Youth Skills Day just puts a date on the calendar to remind us not to forget that. On July 15th, take a minute to think about the skills that got you where you are and who's still waiting for their own version of that 6-month program. A shared future starts with skills nobody hoarded. If this helped you understand the day a little better, hit subscribe. We break down a new global observance every week. On July 15th, take a minute to think about the skills that got you where you are and who's still waiting for their own version of that 6-month program. A shared future starts with skills nobody hoarded. If this helped you understand the day a little better, hit subscribe. We break down a new global observance every week.